and YouTube being the non-resident or the foreign entity. So since YouTube is earning an income from operating on the Kenyan digital space, again, for purposes of fairness, it is only
Yes.
fair that they also remit taxes on the income they are earning from this jurisdiction. And
Okay.
it is 1.5% for both of you.
I'm Caroline Mutoko, and I call myself an influencer. And I think that's important for this conversation. And joining me is.
Hi, everyone. My name is Caroline Mashuka. I work with KRA and in domestic taxes department, are part of the project team that is implementing and introducing digital service tax.
So, Caroline, the first time I heard the term digital service tax, I said, present teacher, that is me. Because I not only exist in the digital space, because I moved my career off air into the digital space, not just as a content creator, but occasionally someone will come to me and say, could you feature our apartment or our building? And sure enough, I do. So I'm sitting here scratching my head thinking, what does that mean? Who is subject to digital service tax?
Okay, so we'll start from the beginning.
Uh-huh.
So digital service tax is a tax that has been introduced in Kenya as of 1st of January of this year, 2021. And the main reason it's been introduced is because, with the changing times and the advances in technology, a lot of business has moved to the online space. So there is actually substantial income being earned through digital space. And yet, we have not been able to tap into that market just for purposes of fairness so that we are all paying our fair share of taxes, fair share, and helping and contributing towards nation building. So with DST, it's targeting players in the digital space who are providing digital services. And
Okay.
for purposes of transacting, buying and selling of digital services online through electronic means. So if I can break it down further, here, for example, if one is able to stream content online and pay a fee to access that content or pay monthly subscription to access certain content, if it's movies, if you pay a monthly subscription to access movies or films or TV shows, TV series or music, or if you subscribe to an e-paper or an e-journal, or if you're purchasing software online, most companies that sell software will allow you to download the software itself, but what they'll charge you for is the license. So such kind of services, because those are digital services, are what now we're saying will be subject to the 1.5%.
Okay, so actually, like I buy my software for this laptop we're using, for the one my
Yes,
children use,
yes,
and you okay, so usually when I pay on my card, I just
yeah,
pay for the license.
yes, and that's
And
it.
what you're saying is I will be seeing a certain fee that comes up, and that will be the digital service tax?
Now, how let me also clarify on that.
Mm-hmm.
The digital service tax is the tax, the person responsible or the entity responsible for paying digital service tax is the digital service
Service
provider,
provider.
not consumer.
Okay.
So they are the ones responsible for accounting for the DST from the services they are offering and earning an income from online. And this they will do at the end of every accounting period, which is monthly. They will sum up all the income they have earned for a particular month and subject that to 1.5%.
1.5%. Okay, I got that. So, like for
You,
example, and I
yeah,
remember my first post on digital service tax was on the 4th of January, which was my birthday, because I had seen the message that went out that said starting 2nd January 2021. But so it's 20th. So, for example, the 20th of January 2021 is an important date. Globally, it's Inauguration Day in the
yeah.
US. Locally, the digital service provider will be filing or remitting their tax, their 1.5.
Actually, the filing, the deadline, the first due date or the inaugural due date for DST will be 20th of February. That is the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
But the providers will be given 20 days from 1st of February to 20th of February to file that return, to be able to declare the 1.5% and make payment against it. So for January, they continue operating as is.
Mm-hmm.
And then the income they have earned in the month of January 2021 is what now come February 1st to 20th of February being the deadline, much the same way with VAT and withholding taxes, 20th of Feb now will be the deadline for filing of the first DST return.
Okay.
And making payment as well. Deadline for filing and payment.
Making the payment. So
Yes,
you
but they
submit
have
it.
the 20 days. They have the 20 days, 1st to 20th of Feb to file and make payment.
Great. So I remember the first time I put out that little flyer from KRA. One of the best comments came from Teacher Wanjiko. She said, "What does this mean? Hiya!" And I also felt it because I was like, okay. And I want to use myself as an example because I think just to be proper, we can't go naming businesses.
Yes,
So,
yes,
for example, if I monetize my channel on YouTube,
yes.
which means I open up that little monetization button, and
Mhm.
that button obviously gives me an income.
Yes.
Who is required to pay? Because
You.
I've never monetized. So Google is right now looking at me like you horrible woman. But I don't monetize, my YouTube channel. So
Yeah.
I usually opt in. And it's silly because what I do is that I love you to be able to get into my content and go straight in. Okay. So let's even say that it did happen and you go on your revenue button because there's a revenue button on YouTube and I can see I made, let's say, $1,000. Because I've never monetized, I'm not quite sure when they remit it.
Yeah.
Who files the 1.5%? Is it myself or would it be YouTube?
So in this instance, both you as
Mm-hmm.
the influencer
Uh-huh.
and whoever is hosting your channel, let's say
Yes.
YouTube in this case,
Yes.
both you and the platform provider earn an income
Okay.
from you having your content online, right?
Yes.
So DST will apply to both of you, the
Wow.
1.5%. It will apply to yourself being the resident
Mm-hmm.
and the platform provider. In this case, we'll just name because it's
Yeah.
obvious you are on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and YouTube being the non-resident or the foreign entity. So since YouTube is earning an income from operating on the Kenyan digital space, again, for purposes of fairness, it is only
Yes.
fair that they also remit
Mhm.
taxes on the income they are earning from this jurisdiction. And
Okay.
it is 1.5% for both of you. And each of you will be responsible individually for making the respective payments and accounting for the DST. So yourself as Caroline Mutoko, you'll account for your 1.5% from the income you've earned from operating your channel on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. And YouTube as well will account for the income they are earning by placing ads through your channel
Yes.
and for those ads being viewed in this market. So you'll account for yours and YouTube will account for theirs, and you're doing it the same the same format, the same manner. The rate is the same, 1.5%. The payment, again, the due date is 20th of every month, the following month of the month you earned your income. So if you earn it in January, you account in Feb. If you earn your income in Feb, in March, and so on. So the same for them. And the manner in which you will both be able to account for and make payment will be through now the revenue system we've made available through iTax.
Okay.
Yes.
So a different question, and I think this is what is true to me.
Yeah.
Because I don't, like I said, I don't monetize most of my content. What happens is the person who approaches me as an influencer pays me. Okay.
Yes.
So Caroline Showcase, our home, we've got 20,000 per post, whatever it is. Usually, and I've always done this because I have a relationship with KRA, I will ensure that they take 5%. Yes.
Yeah.
So are you foregoing the 5% in this case? I mean, what will my invoice look like? Are you saying, Caroline, what we want from you now is 1.5?
Not at all. We have the digital service tax regulations, which were made public and gazetted on 11th of December. They are available even on our website. The language there may be, what can I say? It's mainly talking on how, as KRA, we will administer the DST. And the requirements and the expectations from all parties involved. So in those regulations, it talks of the scenarios that are exempt from DST and income that is subject to withholding tax is exempt from DST. So for your case, for your clients who withhold the 5%, they will continue to do so. For that particular transaction, DST will not apply. But in cases, is that okay?
No, it makes sense because I was like, that's double taxation. So I was like, and then I was wondering whether they're going to say, okay, Caroline, you need to add, we need to. So I knew the account, the invoice was going to look like a nightmare.
It was going to be heavy.
Yes, so it's going to be heavy. It's like, who does what? Who withholds what? No, calculate it yourself. Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, the 5% will apply. So where you
I was about to dance. I was like, no more 5%. I only remit 1.5. I
mean, economically, that won't make sense. It will make sense for us. Yeah, for you, but okay, yes. So the 5% will apply. So for that transaction, DST will not apply. But we can have, I'm sure probably you have cases where myself, I can approach you and ask you to market something for me on your channel. Yes. Yeah. I'm just giving, speaking theoretically. Yes. So maybe if I've started selling shoes and I know with the kind of following you have, I'm guaranteed that I will have viewership. I'll put my name out there if I'm advertising on your channel. So if I approach you, you see now I'm approaching you as an individual, unlike where in the other example, this was a corporate, a company that is maybe selling apartments that approaches you. So they usually have a more structured way of going about their business and invoicing and all that. So if an individual approaches you to advertise for them, you see, for me, I may not be very specific. I may not even know about all that withholding and all that. No. All right. I'll just want to know what is your rate. When we agree on the terms, I just pay you and we conclude. Yeah, and we're done with that. So in such a case where withholding tax has not been effected, then now it will be your responsibility to declare that income that you have earned from this transaction through DST. Digital service tax is more on intangibles.
Okay.
Things like streaming content, downloading ebooks, e-journals. We also have customizable search engines. You know, there's a way the search engines are able to make it such that if someone types in your name, that's the first thing you get up there.
Yes.
for that.
Yeah.
They'll charge you a fee for that. So that fee they're charging is what the 1.5 will apply. I'll give you another example.
Uh-huh.
We have online platforms or websites where goods are sold, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You find many vendors or many traders approaching a platform provider, a website, a website owner
Mm-hmm.
to allow them to post their products on that website.
Yes.
Yeah. So I wouldn't mention names of
No, no, I got you.
any such entities, but I think we have an idea. So much the same way supermarkets have a setup where the supermarkets don't own the goods, they're stocked on their shelves. What they sell is shelf space, and then the different companies approach them to line the shelves.
Yes.
So we have that same scenario online where you have a website and you have different items being sold by different sellers, different vendors.
Mm-hmm.
So the website owner, in this case, we look at them as a supermarket, will charge a commission or a fee for hosting those things. And for every sale made, they may charge a commission for every item. And there's even a contract which you sign.
Mm-hmm.
So the DST will be on the commission charged because you're offering a digital service. And we've defined, yes, we've defined DST to be applicable to transactions be happening between buyers and sellers or through an electronic platform.
Okay. I love where you went with this because in about 2 months, I am launching a website.
Wow.
I'm not going to say in what area, but that will be very much my business sort of that's how I'm going to invite certain people in that sector to be able to use my platform to literally uplift and showcase what they have. So those people can either pay me a one-off fee for sitting on, okay, for 3 days, 5 days, a month, or once again we can work on a commission structure. Okay. So the 1.5 will be charged even as I host them. So for example, if you own this particular item and you sit on my platform, when I tell you as Caroline, I'm charging 20,000 a day, 1.5 is due on that on that 20,000, and I'm the one who remits it to you.
Exactly.
That
sums it up. Yeah.
Okay. Which also means I don't need a different PIN or anything for this. The way I've registered everything is,
Not at all. The PIN you first registered with. You remember before iTax came into being, we used to have the card, the PIN card.
Yes.
So even when we migrated to iTax, you still retained the PIN number. That PIN is like your ID number.
Yes, it is.
It's static. It doesn't change. So just the same way you account for your taxes through iTax with your PIN, you'll just do the same with DST.
Okay. So as a person who has a hosting platform where other people come on and I actually charge them, and that's how I make my income.
Yes.
I am now subject, or that platform is what is subject to DST.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm going to be a case study for you because I haven't started. So, I mean, now, as Carrie likes to say, we have sight. Yes, you have sight. Yeah, but I like the fact that I'm not sitting here wondering what I'm gonna do if my business was running a different way. I haven't started, but I'm probably ready to kick off in March.
Good. I wish you all the best with that. And it's good to get ahead of it and just be prepared and know what is expected of you in terms of how you operate your business. So it's actually really it's really good that you're able to reach out and just clarify all these things. You're doing this also for many others who have had the same kind of questions. So yeah, we thank you for that.
Fantastic. So you do know, I mean, in another world, you'd charge me because what I've done is said, I want an interview, but I've just gotten a free tax consultation from
Well,
you.
we don't charge for these services. Not at
Great.
all.
But I think a lot of questions will come out of our conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that, just to demystify it further, I can reach out again.
Yes.
Fantastic. I'm
Very well.
actually breathing a lot easier. I was actually really wired up. I was like, oh my goodness, what does this mean? What happens to my withholding tax? When am I due? I was really, really, really confused. But I'm
I hope
happy, I'm fine.
I hope we've
I
cleared the fog.
completely,
Good.
completely. And in
Good. I'm glad.
25 minutes as well.
That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so, so much. This has been
Thank
awesome.
you too. Thank you
All
too.
right. Take care.